and we're on Restream at this point right now. We'll see how it goes. If it's laggy, if it doesn't work, we'll end up just taping these shows, put them out. I'll film them a half hour earlier, send them out to the people, and away we go. But now that we have a different profile, I want to use my same computers. I have 13 computer setups in here. And if one of these can't handle a stream live, which I've done thousands of shows, and I have no idea why, it is what it is. We have other opportunities to do that, but I just tried a different service so we can sort of kick it here and have some fun. I don't think I'm going to be able to see any comments here. So if you do make those, maybe they come up. Let me just mess around the chat here. Oh, there we go. I got a chat up right now. Perfect. My guy Jordan Pensil pops in right away here on Twitter. Okay. All right, we can do that here. So let's go ahead. We'll have a Major League Baseball show today for July the 30th, 2025. It's your boy, Donnie RightSide here. We'll spend about a half hour together and make up what we think is going to be a profitable day today. If I look at the Major League Baseball card, we do have early action, as you know, starts at 12:35. And if things start to slow down, you let me know in the chat box too. If things are slowing down, can't hear me, can't, audibilize correctly here, just let me know in the chat box, because when I see the replay, it looks like it's slowing down for me, but I'm not sure if it's actually slowing down on the broadcast out there. So let me know if it looks like a little bit discombobulated or done, and you can still hear clearly, because I'm just looking at the screen right now. It doesn't look like it's all that through. And it's a couple simple, we can certainly pop in and out and come back on, but it's up to you guys right now in the chat box. Just let me know if you're watching right now, if it's clear, if it's streaming, if it's struggling, or you can actually see correctly. Because from I'm seeing, it looks like it's a little jumbled right now. And I'm going to check on my Twitter feed right now also. Let me see what we got here. Because if not, we'll pop right back on. Because I just see myself clearing a picture right now. Let me see what we got here. I'm going to go on Twitter myself quickly here. I don't want to do a bunk show for you guys if I can just make this as clean as possible. So it does look like it's a little bit jumping around as I take a look on Twitter right here. But it looks like it's clear right now as it's coming through. So we'll see if this show goes along with kinks. And again, there's other different ways that we can try it out. But I want to do the best possible product I can by using it on my main computer, so I have all my stuff. I don't want to shift it off because I have a laptop set up right next to me and another computer. But for some reason, the bandwidth does jump around. But it looks like it's good now. Maybe it'll jump all the way through and clear. So I'll keep an eye on it. And again, if worst case comes the scenario, baby, we will get this thing going. I'll tape it. I'll put it out to people just right at 12 o'clock, 12:15, and we'll have some fun. But let's get started today. 12:35 start. Toronto and Baltimore. Barrios versus Kramer. In the notes here, Barrios has been a really, really mixed bag right now. Good start, bad start, good start, bad start. And what's going on with the Toronto Blue Jays? They've been absolutely horrendous right now. 4 straight losses, clubbed yesterday. I know a couple people out here were in the chat box saying, "Yay, Baltimore probably gets beaten game number 1. Who knows about game number 2?" I like the over 4.5 in game number 1 with the Blue Jays. They score 4 runs. They get absolutely destroyed, which is ridiculous. It happens. In this game, Kramer's been solid as well. Line is -124 as a favorite towards Baltimore. Totals listed at 9.5, down from 10 overnight. And you want to talk about how crazy it was. Those weather conditions yesterday, hot, getting the same thing again today. Same exact thing again today. But you look at the lineups here and you say to yourself, all right, well, yes, Toronto should hit. They should have hit yesterday and weren't able to hit yesterday. It's kind of crazy how it works out that way. You know? All right, let me see what it is. So it looks like it's getting jumbled again. But here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to step out of this for just one moment. I'm going to connect it to my laptop, and I will be right back. So don't go anywhere. Just hang out if you can. I'll be right back. I want to make this work so it's absolutely perfect for the people. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me get this worked out right now. Let me see. I'm watching on Twitter right now to see if I can actually see myself. But I just switched over to a laptop here. Let's see what we got. So we got the videos up, audio. Oh, there we go. We popped back on here. Good. People hanging out in here. Good. Thank you for that. Let me just make sure I have a couple quick things here. And I hate to do this technical stuff on the air, but for some reason, it's the only way to test it that you can do it here. So let's see. I just want to flip a couple things around. So I'll take a look here. All right. Let's see what we got here. Advanced. That's good. That's good there. For some reason, it doesn't allow me to flip it. Let's see what we got. All right. I'll be able to change that after that, but looks like everything here. Let me see. All right. Got that popped in. Let's go to default here. See if I can still hear myself there on that. That should be good. Virtual background is up. I'll be able to clean that up later, but it looks like this might be running a little bit smoother. Everybody else checking in on this? Let me just bring up the chat box on my laptop here. All right. So it looks like it's a little bit cleaner at this point right here. So maybe I'll just use it on the laptop to be able to get through. But this is why you have multiple setups, people. I always tell people, things go wrong all the time. I have 3 different computer setups that I'm sitting at right here. Maybe this one is going to work out best, and we'll just keep it at that point. But it looks like everything's simple. I'm watching through Twitter right now, watching through the screen. It looks pretty clean. Let's keep the party starting, and let's go. All right? Toronto and Baltimore, game number 1. Not in love with it. Going to skip through that game. Arizona and Detroit is a 1 o'clock game. Nelson is going to be on the mound. He is taking on Chris Paddock. All right. Chris Paddock coming over. You take a look at him. Great start last start. Usually terrible starts in between. Usually doesn't work out in your favor at that point. But Paddock comes over looking for a big start. And how about this, guys? Eugenio Suarez is in the starting lineup. I can't believe it. Trade deadline coming up tomorrow. Dude got hit with a pitch a day and a half ago, and he's back in the lineup. That's ridiculousness. Corbin Carroll, Ketel Marte, Geraldo Perdomo, Eugenio Suarez, Luis Gurriel. I don't like anything to do with this game for the Arizona Diamondbacks because they're waving the white flag. Ryan Nelson on the other side, not a very good pitcher either. You take a look at his last 45 days in Major League Baseball. Let me see where Ryan comes in at because I know he's pretty much 25th out of 32 pitchers for me today. 40 and a third innings pitched, a 2.23 ERA, and a 4.58 xFIP number. Absolutely not good enough. Not good enough. But don't love the game. And if you don't love the game, we're not going to be taking too many things here. Nelson's got that low ERA, higher xFIP number. Paddock, great last start, as we said. Who knows if he's going to have the energy out there in the mound? Like, hey, I got to impress my new teammates. And away we go to a team that's might be playing for a divisional spot, might be playing for a World Series in Detroit. I'm going to lay off even though 87-degree temperatures there today in Detroit. Boston and Minnesota. This is a fascinating game here. Bello has been solid on the season. He's 11th on my card today out of 32 pitchers. A 2.66 ERA and a 3.86 xFIP number. Is that something you want to back here? Cody Clemens in the lineup, very good. Against right-handed pitching the last 30 days. Ryan Jeffers, Willie Castro, Royce Lewis, Matt Wallner, Harrison Bader, what's that name? Deshaun Kersey. Man, I couldn't even see he was so far away at this point. Boston has a lineup today. Zebby Matthews has had a couple good starts here in the minors since coming back, and then coming back up to the major league season. First start back, lumped up. Next start back, okay. Is he finding his groove? He's a strikeout guy. 31% of his last 41 batters he has struck out. 124 batters on the season, 31% strikeout rate there. But let's take a look here at the lineup because I love this Boston lineup, guys. When I talk about sometimes earlier bending the rules on some situations, does make it seem. Roman Anthony, great numbers last 30 days against right-handed pitching. Jaron Duran, same thing. Trevor Story, Wilyer Abreu, Romy Gonzalez, Rafaela, all of those guys. High ISO power numbers, weighted on base percentage. Not a Hugh K lineup right now, but do you trust that Boston Red Sox lineup? That's the question. Zebby Matthews, strikeout guy. Probably going to go 5 to 6 innings today. 80-degree temperatures, but a wind blowing in from right field at 10 miles per hour. There we go. Check mark. I just messing around with this over here on this other screen. There we go. Little Jordan Pensil out here. Pop him up on the screen. Jeff's out here. Little jumpy from early in the show, Jordan. I get it. Thank you for the people for tuning in too and sticking through all these guidelines because it looks like now this computer running a lot more smoother than my main computer. So maybe this is the one that we're going to use here on out. And I don't see that low bandwidth here that we were getting yesterday from StreamYard. So we'll see how it goes. And maybe this is the new way we can do it and have clean shows from here on out, shooting in 1080p. Fantastic. But for me, again, bending the rules, I love that Boston Red Sox lineup. It's a 110 start today. Don, you got to be all over them. You told me, Duran, Story, Abreu. I'm not going to fault you if you take those guys, but I'm just trying to be more selective today. Zebby Matthews, no shot here. And by the way, my top 3 batters yesterday, just need them to do a hit, run, and an RBI. First 2 guys in that lineup, Sal Frelick, boom, he got a hit. You had Salvador Perez, boom, he got a hit. The easy one of the night, I go to bed last night, it's Juan Soto. So I check in the middle of the night, Juan Soto gets subbed out of that game because of a foot contusion. Like, oh, I probably lost that. I watched the highlight. Foul ball off the foot, absolute rocket to second base, and Jake Cronenworth steals a base hit, which caused me to lose a bet yesterday. Anger, people. Anger is what we have today. But when we look at Boston and Minnesota, I would love to take Boston, but I think there's better options out here. Let's get to a sneaky game. It's a 2:10 start today. It's Atlanta and it's Kansas City. If we're lining it up and saying, all right, favorite in this game, do you want to back Atlanta? Do you want to back Kansas City? Zerpa's on the mound. He's going to open. Not a great pitcher. Tomato can coming in behind him. Slight favorite for Kansas City today. Talked about this on the early line this morning. Wentz is on the mound, the lefty. I don't care what Atlanta does. I don't care if they get any Kansas City guys out. This over does seem decent. A 10 to a 9.5. I do think we get double digits. But these are the times that I want to buy in on the Atlanta Braves because everybody's going to turn their back on them today. Oh, you can't do that, Donnie. It's Ronald Acuna. Ronald Acuna's not out there. This team's dead in the water. I'm telling you right now, though. If we look against left-handed pitching, which you might only get an inning or 2 out of Zerpa today, so he's an opener. Profar, Riley, Murphy, Ozuna, Harris, and White. All really, really good statistics against left-handed pitchers. What's going on out there? Darren, what's up? So I say to myself, all right, high ISOs, high weighted on base percentages. You might only get an inning or so out of the left-handed pitcher. But Donnie, how are they doing against right-handed pitchers? Talking about the Atlanta Braves over the past 30 days. Still solid, man. Olsen solid. Riley solid. Murphy solid. Albies with a decent ISO power number. Same thing with Ozuna and Michael Harris. We don't have the official starting lineup out just yet. Let me hit my refresh button because that is going to make a big difference in what we do today and if more guys get the day off than we anticipated. Okay, Atlanta's lineup is out. Let's take a look at the statistics over the past month. So it's still good. I like what I see, though. I like what I see in this lineup. I'm telling you right now. Putting the circle around the Braves team total. Anybody else think I'm crazy out there? Going a little Atlanta Braves action? You think I'm crazy? What do you think? Buying low is the way to do it. 4.5's the team total. Buy low. Buy low on the Braves. Nobody wants them today. I don't even need them to win the game. 91-degree temperatures. That ball should be flying in Kaufman today. A bullpen game for Kansas City without top-flight starters. Why not? You saw the Braves get down late in the game yesterday with that bullpen already. Why not? Chicago Cubs and the Milwaukee Brewers. 2:10 start, Imanaga versus Peralta. Imanaga's a name at this point. It's not very good. Slight favorite here towards Milwaukee. I like Milwaukee yesterday. I like Milwaukee again today. I do. You give me a minus 118 price at home with Milwaukee looking for the sweep over Chicago. I know some people out there, hey, it's really it's nerve-wracking, Don. You can't really bet a team to sweep. I don't care. I think Milwaukee's the better team. Imanaga has really struggled. Look at Imanaga's last 40 days. Let's go month and a half. 6 starts, 33 and a third innings pitched, a 3.51 ERA. Donnie, that's good, but look at the xFIP number. 4.88. That's the danger territory. It just is. We look at the batter, say, do I love the lineup from Milwaukee? Not necessarily. Yelich, Vaughn. Who else has high weighted on base percentage? William Contreras, Frelick. Churio's out of the lineup today. Banged up a little bit yesterday. Or actually, you know what? I don't have the official lineup, so I don't want to say that's for sure. But he left the game yesterday with a hamstring injury. I don't know if he's coming back here. But Imanaga's not a good pitcher. He should get hit around today. Here's the issue. Freddie Peralta is a good pitcher. Freddie Peralta's 8th on my card today. 3.26 ERA, 3.52 xFIP number. Last 30 days, 54 bats against righties, 060 ISO, 221 weighted on base percentage. You love to see that, but that is a really good lineup for the Cubs. Bush, great numbers against righties. Suzuki, great number against righties. PCA, same thing. Carson Kelly, yes. I do think Milwaukee wins this game out here. You guys got any picks in the chat box? Shout them out, man. I'll post you right up on the screen. Looks like through all the channels right now that we're broadcasting on, it's on Twitch, Facebook, X, and primarily most of the people on X, and YouTube. Roughly 200 people watching right now. Fantastic stuff. Love to see it. Little lunchtime action with your boy DRS. And again, we're going to do this Monday through Friday. Big week for me. Friday, rightwager.com kickoff. You haven't checked out the site yet, go check it out. Can't really sign up yet because Friday the packages will go live. But just doing big things on my own now. Got a little bit more time in the afternoon. By the way, it feels like I'm working more than ever right now. All the stuff I've getting ready for football season, all the studying that I have to do, and the technology, which is beating me in the head this week. But it looks like we might have something figured out right now, and I'm comfortable with it, so I don't want to change it. And it feels good if we're able to continue the show. It looks good from my end on 1080p. People are watching the show, and I'll take that. I will. Washington and Houston, get ready, people. 2:10 start, because we've got to make some decisions here. 12:35 is the first game. Toronto, Baltimore. I'm not playing that game, as I told you. Arizona, Detroit, 1:10. Nope. Boston, Minnesota. Nope. Kansas City and Atlanta. I'm going to have some action in that game, and I will post it on Twitter today, what I have. And then also tonight again, put out a video of my top 3 batters, which skunked last night. And I shouldn't have been skunked last night, but sometimes that's just the way it goes. Washington and Houston. Mackenzie Gore stinks. That's the one where we're going to use for Mackenzie Gore. Stinks. 1-5 his last 45 days, 36 1/3 innings pitched, 4.95 ERA, and a 5.19 xFIP number. I know we don't like Houston right now. And I know finally Houston won a game yesterday, right? But hear me out on this. Should be able to hit today. Lineup is out. Altuve's back in the leadoff spot. Yanier Diaz in the 2-hole. Christian Walker 3. Cam Smith 4. Caratini 5. Dubon 6. All of those guys with decent weighted on base percentages here. Zach Short, only 17 at-bats against lefties. He's got some good numbers. Mackenzie Gore has just been shattered every time he's pitched, it feels like, particularly over the past 30 days. Right-handed batters bombing away. Do you know what's in this lineup today, guys? Can you guess? Can you guess? By the way, I like that too. Riley base is over. 1.5 out there for my guy, RG. By the way, all righties, no lefties. Come on now. It's a good sign for Houston. It is. It is. But hear me out on this one now. Ready? Let's flip it over to Washington. I don't have the official starters on here. Let me just bring up X on my, now that I can do this without slowing down the stream. I have no idea what was going on there. So go X Pro. Come on, bring it up for me, people. I just want to see if it shoots across my screen because I just told you, we don't like Houston, but they're in a great buy low spot today. They really are. And I don't mean from a side perspective, just a lineup. Okay, Washington's lineup is out 9 minutes ago. I just don't have it updated on this one service that I use. So see, Abrams is in, Wood is in, Garcia, Bell, okay. Lowe, DeYoung. So DeYoung is the difference there. So House will be out. Where's DeYoung at? If I can just show the bench of that team. Does he have any decent statistics here? Where you at, DeYoung? I don't even see him. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's not great. I see that's a decent weighted on base percentage. No power, though, against right-handed pitching. Gusto on the mound today. Who else in there? Lyle. I've never heard Dalen Lyle's name pronounced, so I'm shooting Lile. Is that? Riley Adams, Jacob Young. I'm telling you right now. I like this. And I have the over circled in that game. So Braves team total, which I think that game probably goes over as well. But I do like the over in that Washington-Houston game. I'm just going to factor in and play off some of those team totals. And maybe one of those where it's like you take both teams to go over like 2.5 runs to score 3 runs. That's an interesting one we can think about. But they're on my mind right now. Washington-Houston, absolutely. Philadelphia. This game's a 2:10 start. Adrian Hauser was the starter in this game. He is scratched. They trade incoming in anticipation. Phillies won easily yesterday. A couple runs late by the Chicago White Sox. No harm, no foul. Tyler Anderson, I'm listing here as the starting pitcher. Let me go to another odds board here just to make sure that is correct. Yes, it is. So Alexander's up. Let's see what we have here on his statistics. 48 batters he's faced over the past month. He's got good numbers, though, over that past month. You know what? I got to get into some analytics on this guy, though. Let's go check it out. Let me go over to Roto Grinders. We're going to type in Mr. Alexander's numbers here. Alexander. Okay. See what you got, Tyler. Tyler. I'm not Jason. My goodness, man. See, this guy can't even figure out who these guys are. Blaze Alexander. A lot of Alexanders out here. All right. So we will go Tyler Alexander. Left-handed pitcher, Chicago White Sox. Let's bring up his game log. He's not going to go long. This is going to be a bullpen game with a bad bullpen team. Is that what I'm getting right now for the Philadelphia Phillies? Is that what we're hearing? 1 inning, 2 innings, 1 inning, 3.1 innings, no starts on the season. Basically, he's going to be an opener today. Did we find out who's coming in behind him here? Let me go to Twitter, or X, I should say. Let's go Alexander for White Sox. Does anybody out there in the chat box have that information before me? Tyler Alexander, starting pitcher. Alexander will start today versus Philadelphia, coming out from the White Sox. Not really anything that's telling me of who's possibly coming in beside. We'll go to the Phillies lineup in a second, but I just want to make sure I'm getting, like, Anderson's not going to go deep at all, which means a full bullpen game for the Philadelphia Phillies lineup. They don't line up particularly well against lefties, but who knows who's even coming in after him at this point. Let me check out Roto Grinders real quick to see if they have an update on that starting lineup. Because sometimes they'll pop in the starting pitcher with Alexander and then maybe a reliever behind him. Doesn't list it there. So we're led to believe that he's the starter and going to pitch as long as possible. I don't know if that's good, though, to be honest. Ooh, that throws a wrench in things, doesn't it? Because here we go again, talking about those leaps of faith, that sometimes you have to take those gut feelings. A couple nights ago, Chicago White Sox over 2.5 runs. Like, oh, man, Sanchez on the mound. You can't do that, Donnie. Yeah, you can. You absolutely can. At the end of that game, we were chilling, man. Absolutely. See if we got any sound effects here out there. There's one. Little applause. Record scratch. Chimes. Yeah, we got all the stuff. Making a funny joke, right? You got some music out here in these streets? Or how about these? These are ones you missed from Moneyline. Monster?
Yes, this is Donnie. Yes, we're going to have a big day in Major League Baseball.
See that? We can have fun today. We're going to have fun on these shows again. It's all good. We're talking baseball on a Wednesday afternoon with a full slate with the trade deadline tomorrow and football on deck. Life is good, man. Thanks for tuning into the show. Appreciate it, guys. We'll keep mowing them down. But I'm telling you right now, that Philadelphia Phillies team might be live today or they could be dead. I know. It's hard to get an idea of Anderson's in the game because Hauser had really good numbers. He had really good numbers. So if we take a look at the line, where did that go now for the Phillies? Because Walker stinks. But he's back up here to a one, I don't know, but it's about a minus 145, minus 150 favorite. Total listed at 9. Phillies lineup doesn't look that great again against lefties, but if we switch it over and just take, I guess, all types, because you're going to be getting a pitching mismatch, Schwarber, Harper always makes sense. But the Phillies lineup doesn't look fantastic either way at this point. So let's go back to lefty here, and let's go Philadelphia Phillies lineup. Taijuan Walker's on the mound. Not a lot of strikeouts in that Chicago White Sox lineup. What did Taijuan do last time out? I think he was solid, wasn't he? Let's see. Pull up his game log right now. 5 2/3 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. Before that, 4 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. 4 innings pitched, 1 earned run. 2 innings. He was coming out of the bullpen for a while. So 3 straight game starts. He hasn't gotten blown up, but he hasn't been shut down either. And he's only been going about 5 to 6 innings. That Phillies game is interesting. Like, that might be a look at an over, like a lazy over at this point. It's not a great lineup for either teams, the way they project each other, but you're just looking at the pitching options today. Like, the Phillies are a better team, yes, record-wise, and the White Sox stink. But that doesn't mean we can't get runs out here, right? I think we can do that. Pittsburgh and San Francisco, Mike Burrows, no interest there. Logan Webb on the other side, not fading him. That team stinks. Low-scoring game yesterday. Pittsburgh won, 2-1, 3-1 in that game as it finished up? Boring series, 2 boring teams in a boring ballpark. Let's get to some fun here today now. 4-10 start, that's San Diego, and that's New York. Clay Holmes going against Yu Darvish. You might say to yourself, like, hey, man, they had 2 aces on the mound. Like, Clay Holmes has been really good. Well, Clay Holmes over the past 45 days for the Mets, 7 starts, 35 1/3 innings pitched, an ERA of 4.58, and an xFIP of 4.72. That's bad. Way to hear Yu Darvish. Now, you can take it with a grain of salt. Yu Darvish out here with 16 2/3 innings pitched, 9.18 ERA. Yes, you heard that correctly. 5.19 xFIP number. You heard that correct. Mets were dead in the water yesterday. What the key to is Juan Soto. If Juan Soto is playing today, because that could give you an advantage. But if it is Nimmo, Lindor, Soto, Alonso, McNeil, Vientos, Beatty, Alvarez, and Mauricio, they should hit today. Now, the one thing that's good about Yu Darvish is he is a ground ball pitcher. Same thing with Clay Holmes. So maybe you're not getting as many home runs as you expected, but you're talking about Yu Darvish and his 9.18 ERA. By the way, let me just look at Yu Darvish's stuff. Hold on here. Because I just want to go through his log. Go over to Fangraphs, type in a little Yu Darvish, slide it down the game log. So he's had 4 starts back this season. 3 2/3 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. 4 2/3 innings pitched, 4 earned runs. 5 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. 3 1/3, 8 earned runs. That was his last start out, and he gave up 2 home runs, which is something he usually doesn't give up. Strikeouts, alarmingly low. Start number 1, 5. Start number 2, 2. Start number 3, 1. Start number 4, 3. It's not striking guys out. Ball should be in play. Like, tell me I like the Mets today. You know I don't like the Mets. I don't like the Mets in real life. I don't cheer for them. But I got to feel like I like the Mets today, no? Yu Darvish should get busted. But I feel like I need Juan Soto in that lineup to feel really good. But let's just say that is the lineup with Juan Soto in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus batters with weighted on base percentage going up against Yu Darvish. Now, looking at the Padres lineup, doesn't look that good. Tatis always looks decent. Luis Ariz, 384 weighted on base percentage. He doesn't have any power, but he gets on base and, sort of sucker punches singles. Manny Machado, 75 plate appearances, 265 ISO weighted on base percentage, 432. But after that, drops like a rock. Xander Bogaerts, decent. After that, Gavin Sheets stinks. Jay Cronenworth stinks. Jose Iglesias stinks. Martin Maldonado, the guy's the human out. I mean, you would rather have Yu Darvish bat than Martin Maldonado. That's just the way it is. But I got to tell you, I'm feeling the Mets today. I'm feeling the Mets today against Yu Darvish. And I just need to see what that lineup is going to look like. 79-degree temperatures, always better to play today in San Diego. None of that marine layer at night. Warmer conditions during the day. True pitcher's ballpark. Maybe that ball flies a little bit more. But that's an intriguing one to me. Colorado and Cleveland. We might get hammer time in this game. Kobe Allard's not a good pitcher. 35 batters he's faced over the past month. 258 ISO. Equal opportunity lefties and righties. High power numbers against him. He's a decent strikeout guy. Doesn't walk too many guys either. Barrel rate lefties is up over the last 30 days. Hard hit percentage to right-handed batters. This has limited at bats. Now, what does he have here? I just check my guy Allard out because sometimes you have to match up the statistics with what you're getting. Because he looks like it's a favorable situation, but then against the Rockies on the road. Barely any of these guys have more than 10 or 11 at-bats for the month in July against lefties. They just don't face them. And it's guys you never heard of. Did you know a guy in this lineup is Warming Bernabel? You ever hear that name? You ever hear Warning Bernabel out there? Yeah, that's who's in the starting lineup for the Colorado Rockies today. But Allard, again, 1 inning pitch. So who's coming in behind him then? It doesn't list anybody here even on roto grinders. Like Allard doesn't really go long at all. Bullpen day. All right, scratch the Rockies. Scratch them right off the card. It's a 640 game. Don't look at the Rockies. I'm not bending any rules for the Rockies here. Let's take a look at the Guardians and the Rockies. But not from a Rockies perspective anymore. Let's look at those Cleveland Guardians. Smashing yesterday, man. Smashing. They're going up against Kyle Freeland. You look at his statistics over the past. He doesn't strike guys out. That will get you in trouble. Now, here's the fun we like to have also. He struggles against right-handed batters. Of course, he's a left-handed pitcher. Quan will be a lefty today and hasn't done all that well over the past 30 days against left-handed pitchers. Martinez, switch hitter. He's a right-hander. Ramirez, right-hander. Fry, right-hander. Santana, right-hander. And again, Ramirez and also Santana are switch hitters. That's 4. Arias is 5. Rodriguez is 6. Rocco's a switch hitter. That's 7. Hedges a righty. That's 8. 8 right-handed batters in the lineup today. I got to tell you. Let me just go over the notes here. Or Guardians, I should say. That's a team to what I want to look at. It's probably going to be a little bit expensive. It's 83-degree temperatures out here. You're also looking at 8-mile-an-hour winds blowing in. But you're just feeling like the early slots. We're trying to beat up on bad pitchers. And Kyle Freeland has been a bad pitcher, guys. It is what it is. 5.53 ERA, 4.89 xFIP number. Let me check what his xFIP minus is. That'll even tell a little bit bigger of a tale since he's a Colorado Rockies pitcher. Let's stroll over. Where you at, Freeland? He's still at a 120. He's still at a 120. Man. Sometimes you fall in love with the Guardians. Boy, they sting you. Boy, do they sting you. I don't think they're going to sting me today, though, to be honest. I don't. Tampa Bay, New York Yankees, 7:05 start tonight. Zach Littell's on the mound. Doesn't walk you, doesn't strike you out. Ball will be in play. Let's see where we got Zach Littell out on the card today. 16th overall on the xFIP minus card. He's at a 101, which is right about average. Decent ERA, 3.46. Decent xFIP number, 4.16. That Yankees lineup does look really good, though. It really does. In New York, hot temperatures, got some runs yesterday. Got some. What was that final score yesterday? Get ESPN up here really quick. I just want to see that box score just to see how it finished out. Tuesday, Yankees 7-5. I knew that game went over. I don't know why I was getting a brain cramp right there. RBI yesterday for Paul Goldschmidt, 3 for Bellinger, 2 for Volpe. A couple of runs scored that were unearned due to a couple errors by both teams. And by the way, Volpe continues to kick that baseball around, man. He really does. He really kicks it around. But they pick up, it's 12 yesterday, warm temperatures today. Will Warren on the opposite side for the New York Yankees. He can't get lefties out. Simpson's a lefty. Lowell's a lefty. Aranda's a lefty. Lowe is a lefty. Mangum is a lefty. Walls will be a lefty, and Tice. That's 7 out of 9 lefties going up against Will Warren. Let me just take a look, too. Let's do a little forensic analysis on Will Warren. Because sometimes when you take a look at these overall statistics, and there's 7 batters from a certain direction, forget about what he's done against any right-handed batters, right, in previous. We just want to isolate what he's done over lefties. And on the season, they have decent ISO powers and weighted on base percentages against them. You take a look at the left-handed batters for the last 30 days. They've done some damage against them as well. So let's get that analytical number in here. We're going to go to the splits tool here. Lefties on the season, again, 373 weighted on base percentage against them. That's really high. Home, he's a better pitcher than on the road overall. Home to lefties, though, is still a 333, which is slightly above average. You like to see that. Home against righties, it's a 225. See that big drop right there? That's why you want to get some of those in-depth numbers, which tell the tale. Because if he's good against righties but only facing 2 righties, how much of a handicap do you even want to use at that point for right-handed batters? You don't. Exactly, you don't. If we take a look at the xFIP numbers, just to lefties here, on the season, 4.63, really high. Righties, 2.48. See that? But why are we factoring in any right-handed batters today? We're not looking at that. We're not averaging those two out. I just want to look at the lefties today. Home on the season, a 351 xFIP number. That's really good. Away, 365. He's got good xFIP numbers. We're not, doubting that. Home, however, 4.79 if we take out the combination of left-handed and right-handed batters. 479 compared to 221 at home. See that? That's where you want to get the key in. He's struggling with lefties. Now, there's not a lot of great lefties in that lineup today for the Tampa Bay Rays. But there's still lefties, and he struggles with them. Good temperatures in the Bronx, 87 degrees, as we said. Maybe we can sniff out a total in this game. But that's sometimes where you just want to pick out the chunks where you say to yourself, all right, don't outsmart yourself. Don't look at Will Warren and say, boy, man, he really gets right-handed batters out. When he's not really going to face any right-handed batters. That's irrelevant. There's 2. Right now, estimated, there's 2 of them in the lineup. That's Caminero and that's Diaz. 2 really good hitters, but the rest are lefties. And I'm not saying we have the murderer's row. Like, man, these guys are bashing the baseball like Nick Kurtz out here. No, they're not. But they're still left-handed batters in a smaller ballpark with hot conditions. That might play into it here. Dodgers and the Reds don't really love this game too much. Shohei Ohtani is going to be on the mound. He's been really good. If I had a lean in this game, it's probably under 9.5. Ohtani gets through 3 clean. Nick Martinez just does a yeoman effort. It's 87-degree temperatures. It's great hitting weather in a smaller ballpark. I get it. It's hard to do that. Just a slight lean towards the under there. Cal Quantrill's on the mound going up against Miles Michaelis. Now, when you look at Miles Michaelis, it's like, all right, good start last start, blown away the start before. Good start, then blown away. You never know what to get. But it's one of those pitchers you certainly cannot trust. His last 30 days, 88 batters that he's faced, a 392 weighted on base percentage and a 353 ISO. That's ridiculous. He doesn't walk anybody and doesn't strike anybody out. So that means the ball is going to be in play. You like RBI props, you like home runs, you probably come to one of the better spots. Kyle Stowers has been absolutely filthy this year as a left-handed left-handed hitter against right-handed pitching. Filthy. 69 at-bats he's had over the past month. How about a 557 ISO? Get out of town. Jesus Sanchez, Xavier Edwards, Otto Lopez. Good numbers here. Cal Quantrill on the other side. Used to be on my fade card. I'm not going to lie. Every time I saw Cal come up, he was an automatic fade. It's not really the case anymore. He's 13th on the card today out of 32 pitchers, guys. A 98 xFIP minus number. Now, the ERA is a little bit high at 4.05, but a 3.97 as an xFIP. Not bad. But if you're looking at batters, like it starts and probably, finishes with Alec Burleson. But hear me out on this too. Cal Quantrill's a right-handed pitcher. He's sensational this year with power numbers against lefties. A 103 ISO. The last 30 days and 30 batters he's faced from the left-hand side, they don't have an extra base hit against them. So Alec Burleson, something has to give. He's got almost a 300 ISO against righties. and Cal Quantrill doesn't give up any power against lefties, that's odd. So you know what we want to do right now? We got some time. Let's go a little forensic path on our guy Cal Quantrill. Let's see the underlying metrics. Is he getting lucky with those lefties? Or is he actually just pulverizing them at this point? So I'm going to take a look at some splits. Lefties on the season, 248 weighted on base percentage against them. Righties, 425. Now, he pitches in one of the best pitchers' ballparks in America. Today, he's going to be out in that heat in St. Louis. That's going to make a difference. So homie's at 347, but away he's at 339. It's actually a little bit better. On the road, lefties dominant. Righties, 415. Boy, Wilson Contreras stares at you right in the middle of that lineup, guys. He just stares at you. You take a look at the xFIP numbers from road and away splits, home and road splits, if I can get that out of my mouth. To lefties, a 408. To righties, a 467. Homie's a 502 xFIP to right-handed batters. But on the season, a 484 xFIP number overall against righties. So we take that 484 against righties, and the season, let me just see here what we got. If it has an overall breakdown. Home away, it doesn't. It doesn't have that there. That's neither here nor there, though. See, we're trying to dip into those qualities where maybe Quantrill's getting a little bit lucky. Not really against lefties. He's got great numbers. But righties, bashing him around. Nolan Arenado stinks. Mason Wynn stinks. Jordan Walker stinks. Pedro Pajes stinks. That's the only problem. There's a lot of righties in that lineup, including Ivan Herrera, who stinks as well against right-handed pitching. Doesn't something have to give against Cal Quantrill? It feels like that, doesn't it? I don't know. Maybe it does. Texas, LA tonight. Nathan Eovaldi taking on Jose Soriano. Last 45 days, boy, don't mess with him. It's like a rattlesnake. Don't step on that rattlesnake. Don't do it. Nathan Eovaldi's xFIP minus over the past 60 days, 71. ERA, 1.35. xFIP, 2.96. Jose Soriano, 78 xFIP minus. 3.66 ERA, 3.26 xFIP number. You see what I'm getting at? You see what we're doing here? I'm not messing with Texas and LA. If I had to lean on it tonight, it would be Texas. But from a hitting standpoint, I don't think the batter's going to have too much success from either one of these guys on the mound. Brian Wu, late night tonight. Seattle going up against the Athletics. You know you love, what is it, Sutter Health Park? Heat, humidity, tiny baseball field. Kurtz, Rooker, Langoliers, Soderstrom, all with big-time numbers today. Sometimes you got to trust the pitcher, don't you? What's my guy Wu guy? What's Wu been doing? He's 7th on the card today, past 45 days. 82 xFIP minus, wonderful. 2.03 ERA, wonderful. 3.41 xFIP number. But by the way, I mean, can we get a tribute here? Well, you know what? You get a little music for this one. A little Naughty by Nature. Brian Wu, people, going up against Nick Kurtz. Kurtz is a lefty, 617 ISO, 676 weighted on base percentage. It's a heavyweight fight out there in Sacramento tonight. Man, who you going with? Who you got? Nick Kurtz doing damage tonight? He didn't do a lot of damage last night, but still factored in. If I would have put him in instead of Juan Soto as the late night lefty, I'd have had a winner in my back pocket. But Soto decided to dip out early in that game after 2 at-bats. Thank you, guy. Tough scene. Let's go over to Seattle. Jeffrey Springs is on the mound. Last 45 days for Mr. Springs. Not terrible. 21st out of 32 on the pitching card today. 107 is an xFIP minus. Slightly high. It's got a good ERA of 3.30 and a 4.43 xFIP number. But let's go into Mr. Springs here. Let's do a little background check on Springsy. Because I just want to see how he factors in. Because that xFIP number gives you a pretty good idea, though. It's factoring in that home ballpark he pitches in and sort of gives him that bell curve, which you need. Like Colorado pitchers, like, hey, man, the guy stinks. He's got an 80 ERA. Yeah, he's got 80 ERA at home. He's got a 3 ERA on the road. So things do matter. Springs, let's just see. He's had some good starts here. Let's just go for the month of July. 5 1/3, 2 earned runs. 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run. 6 2/3, 3 earned run. Bombed at Cleveland, 4 innings pitched, 5 earned runs. At Houston, 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. What? That's ruining a good game plan right now. That's ruining a good game plan, man. Julio Rodriguez, good numbers. Cal Raleigh, good numbers. Randy Rosarena, good numbers. Josh Naylor, good numbers. Mitch Garver, good numbers. Only two lefties will be in the lineup tonight. Crawford and Naylor. Everybody else is from the right-hand side. Which, you know what? Let's go in depth even more. Come on now. Come with me. Come with me, man. Let's go to the splits. It's got pretty good weighted on base percentage against both sides. Home 304 weighted on base percentage in that ballpark. That's incredible for a pitcher. Home 262 to lefties. Right-handed batters are a little bit better. 311, 313. Let's see what that xFIP number looks like at home. First lefties on the season, 438. Righties, 467. The righties are the ones we're focused on. Forget about the lefties. Home, he's got a 474 xFIP, which is high. Home against righties, 502. Okay, now we're dealing. On the roadies, a 440 xFIP number. At home, he's a 502. So that could be something we play into because you know those righties in the lineup. Julio Rodriguez, power numbers back up. Cal Raleigh, power numbers always back up. Randy Arozarena, power numbers up here. Even Mitch Garver's got power numbers up. Let me write down Seattle tonight too. So we got a pretty good path. Like if we don't want to take a team total that's, even, let's just say, or even money, there's some good alt numbers that we can dig into. No doubt about it. And I think that's what we can dig into. So that'll do it. We went over a little bit over, but I just wanted to, it's 43 minutes on the show because we had a little bit of a 2-minute delay while I switched computers, but it feels good out there. Looks like the chat can get through. So if you want to make any comments, you can certainly do that. Can I bring this up, by the way? Or does that take anything off? There we go. You can actually have some stuff in the chat box going up there and popping up. See? I'll learn some things today on this, but a couple hundred people here live watching the show. I really appreciate it. It's fun. We'll do it every Monday through Friday. Big things doing this weekend. By the way, people, tomorrow, let me just get this update here. We ain't going to have a half-hour show. We'll have a show. We'll have some fun. One game at 105, one game at 710, one game at 940. You have 3 games on the card today. So eat tonight, people, and eat this afternoon. I'm going to do some studying up on these 2 o'clock games, but the 1 o'clock games are a pass. One game is underway right now. Do we have any score in that game? Let's do a quick double check here. Nope, no score because the Blue Jays stink. That's why. That's why they don't score. But that'll do it for the show today. Thanks for tuning in. I'll shoot a video out a little bit later with my top 3. Messing around with some things here. Maybe we'll do the video even quickly live. Or I might just want to test it out to see how we can do a delay on this. But it looks like this program is going to work. Thank you, Restream. Looks like we found a new home at that point. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. But I'll be back tomorrow